H2K Infosys provides world-class online IT training, staffing, and software testing solutions to customers worldwide. H2K Infosys supports 100% job-oriented training, hands-on project work, cloud test lab, resume preparation and review, mock interviews, robust syllabus. One-time pay, lifetime access to live classes and videos. H2K Infosys has won the trust of thousands of students worldwide. For free demo class, visit h2kinfosys.com.
Followed by parenthesis. Within parenthesis, you must give the condition, then followed by a block. Okay, a block. Remember, a block. So this is how it is. Now, what is the condition? How can you know whether a particular value is greater than 0 or not?
It's the relational.
If a greater than 0, what happens is, in this case, if this condition becomes true, then only this block of statements will be executed. If this condition becomes false, this won't be executed. Remember that. Okay, I will show you. Now here I say a is a positive value. Okay, that's it. Now you see what it will print to us is positive value. See this? No problem. For example, now observe minus 35. Whether this condition becomes true?
No.
No. In that case, it won't print anything. Why? Because this will print only when this condition becomes true, but now this condition is false. So this block would not be executed. Now you may ask me one thing, only one statement? No, not mandatory. You can have as many as you want. Okay. So now if you observe, so based on a condition, you are actually driving your execution. This is called conditional flow or control flow, whatever you call. Okay, so this is how it is. This is called simple if condition followed by block of statements, and this block of statements can be executed only when this condition becomes true. That's it. So this is called simple condition. Now I want to tell, if any of the student total marks greater than 400 and then he is in distinctive. It's very simple. If total marks greater than 400, then print is distinctive. That's it. He passed in distinction, for example. Okay, simple. So that way this statement works. Okay, this is simple if. Remember, simple if means if condition and then set of statements to be executed if your condition true. If your condition is false, automatically control goes to the next statement here without executing these. If your condition is true, first these statements will be executed, then it will be. For example, if you want to don't want to confuse, this is after simple if I'm putting. Okay, now observe. Condition is false, so those statements would not executed. Control directly come to line number 11. Observe this. See, if condition is true, control come to line number 9 plus after that only it will come to line number 11. Okay, so if you want to really see how the flow happens, go to here guys, go to run. Okay, what you do activate is you activate actually debug. Okay, before that what you do, just right click on this 7 any line number and then toggle. So whenever you toggle, automatically you could see a dot appearing here. Now what you do, you don't run normally, run in debug mode. What is debug mode means? Normally you can run your program, you can observe one by one line execution also. That is called debug mode. So now you say debug as Java application. Now it will automatically switch to debug mode, accept it. See now your program stops here. Why? You apply a toggle breakpoint means in debug mode, if you apply any breakpoint, your program will continue execute and stop there. Okay, now your program is actually not finished. It is still in run mode only. Because you have a breakpoint, it is stopping there. Now you will see here whatever be the programs you have, variables, all that values here. Okay, right now no arguments. Now How can you go to next statement? Now I don't want to execute all together. I want to go execute statement by statement. No problem. See this here. Here automatically it will turn to this red play all this. Okay, play means it will go continuously after one after another. I don't want to do that. I want to go to the next statement. See this one. This one will go to the next statement. Click on this. See now my next statement here. But if you see, observe guy that this guy here, after this particular variable, a variable a is created in memory with a value 34. It is showing us. Okay, a is created in a memory with a value 34. Now this comes to here. What it is? Same thing. Click on again. Step over or F6. You can type anything. Now it will check this condition whether a greater than 0. No. Yes, it is a greater than 0. So now you see control go inside the particular block. It executed that and control then comes out of the block. Simple. That's it. Executed, completed. Now for example, let me change to 34. Now redo the same. Don't go for normal run, run as debug. Okay. Save. That's fine. See now a value is 34. So after this statement, a value must be 34. See this here, minus 34. Now this condition becomes true or false. False, right? You could see because that condition becomes false at line number 8. Okay. Control don't go to line number 9. It will come to line number 11 directly. That is that. So only when your condition becomes true, it will go into that block. So that is why it is called conditional flow or control flow. Okay. So this is how it will be executed. So this is a simple if statement. So remove this guy, disable. Okay. That's it. Okay. So this is a simple if. Now there is one more. What it is actually if else. What this one is, okay, if condition satisfies one block, otherwise one block. If you see here now, only when condition satisfies we have block of code, otherwise we don't have any block of code. But in case of if else, we can write both. Okay, observe this same value I will use. Okay, if a greater than 0, a greater than 0 I will put. Okay, else, okay, if that condition is not satisfied, else what you want to do? A less than 0 you want to print. This is called if else. That means if this condition satisfies, this block will be executed, otherwise this block will be executed. Simple. So there we don't have any else block, which is simple if statement, but here we have else block to the if statement. So this block is added now. So this is called if else statement. Now you see, you know whether a greater than 0 or less than 0, less than 0. And this did not print anything. Reason being there is no else block, so it has printed this guy only. Okay. So if you see here, a less than 0 printed. Why? This condition is false. When this condition is false, it will come to else part and execute the block. If this condition is true, it will go to this plot. And remember, when the condition is true, only this block is executed. Your else block will be ignored. Any one only executed. So when your condition is true, true block, else block will be ignored. When your condition is false, true block will be ignored and else block will be executed. For example, 34. See, and this is ignored now. Okay, you can apply same thing here if you want, guys. For example, enable this guy. Toggle breakpoint. Okay, let me run in debug mode. You will observe this. So it's 34, correct? So it will enter into there, no problem. It will print here. Now it will come here. Whether it is true, yes, it is true. A greater than 0. It will enter into 15. Now you observe it won't go to else block. Came out.
But in
Okay.
simple if, Srinivas, in what condition it is printing after simple if?
When this condition becomes false. Currently, this is true, correct?
Yes.
Now let me make it as minus 34. Now tell me whether this condition would become false or not.
Yeah.
Now let us run again. You observe now it will go to the else block. See, this is false, so it will come out of the loop, a statement. Now this is also false here. It won't go to line number 15. You could see it comes to line number 17. Why? Else means when that particular condition becomes false, only else part will be executed, correct?
Yes, that is
Whether
clear.
that condition, whether
Else is,
that condition is false or true, false only, correct?
yeah.
That is how it is. So this
But
way,
I'm still confused in what condition the simple if
see, same. What is the condition here?
a
A
greater
greater than 0. Whether A greater than 0?
no.
No. That is the reason it has come to else. If it is this, yes, this is true. A greater than 0. Then only this will be executed, else will be ignored. Simple. Right? Based on your condition, it's decide whether to enter into true part or false part. If your condition is true, it will enter into true block. If your condition is false, it will enter into else block, which is false block.
No.
Okay, clear?
Srinivas, can we just run line number 7 to 11 first, and then continue the remaining lines just one more time?
That is what it is happening, right? See, now tell me what is value of A? 34. A greater than 0?
True.
So it will go into line number 9 because it is true block, correct?
Yes.
Now it will come to line number 11. It is not in any block. Okay. And now that statement executed successfully. Come on. Now here. So now tell me what is the condition, true or false?
True.
True. So it won't enter into else block. It will enter into only true block, which is line number 15. Correct.
Yes.
Now it has printed 15, but it won't enter into else block. So it will come out of the loop, out of the statement, not the loop statement. That's it. Right.
Yeah. So since line 8 is uh, line 11 is also printed
Correct.
because 8 and 9.
Line number is executed because not in the statement at all. This if condition is ended here. Line number 11 is not related to if condition. It is a normal another statement.
Not yet.
Okay, which executes in the top down approach. Correct. So it's not related to if. Remember, this statement is not related to your if statement. Your if is ended here itself. Similarly, here also if is ended here itself. Okay.
Yeah, that was my question.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the one. Next, we do have one more. What it is
For if statement, can we have more than one condition?
yes, we can. For example, you want to check a greater than 0, okay, and a greater than 10 or less than 100. Okay, no problem. No problem. You can give it. See this, right? So no problem. When your a value greater than 0 and less than 100, then only this block will be executed.
And can we have vice versa? Like we can have one
Anything.
condition and more than
Yes.
statement
Yes.
for
You
both
can
if
have, yes, no
and if.
problem. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
This is what is if else. And remember, this is actually true block and false block, only these two options. Now there is one more called if else if ladder or if else ladder also people talk. What this one is, even else can have another if condition with it. Now observe this. If a greater than 0, I say a is positive, for example. Okay. Else, see this, else if a less than 0, see, actually speaking, this is not required. Reason being, when a not greater than 0 means obvious option is a less than 0 only, correct? R equal to 0 also there, right? So if it is a less than 0, I would say it is negative. But what happens a equal to 0, right? Okay, what happens a equal to, now in this case what happens is you could use if else. So it is not greater than, not less than. So what is the only possibility? Tell me.
Equal
It is
to.
not greater than, it is not less than. So only possibility is 0, right? So you could write multiple if else statements together. If you feel you want to have condition here, a equal to 0, no problem, both are same. Either you don't write this condition or you write this condition, same. Reason being, if a greater than, if a greater than 0 is this, less than is this, then what else is remaining? Else means a equal to 0 only. It is a as equivalent to, you are writing else if a equal to 0. But if you want, you can write this one. So no meaning, no, actually no change in the behavior. Okay. So if you see, this is called if else if ladder. You can write how many statements you want like this. Now you may ask me one thing. Okay, can I write only else? No problem. Not if, no problem. Okay. So for example, in this case, I would say not a value at all. But this may not execute for you. Reason being, all your three conditions are satisfied here itself. Right? But syntactically, is this correct? Correct. Reason being, see, if this guy is having else here, no problem. No problem. You can have like this, syntactically correct only. Okay. While writing this conditional statement, be careful with the indent. Indent means don't write like this. Something like this. It may confuse you. So ensure that whatever be the condition you're writing, followed by your block is properly aligned, or have the proper indent, so that it is very easy for you to read. Okay, very easy for you to read. So like this, you can write as many as if else if statements combined. This is called if else if ladder. Okay, now you see, even a value is 0, you will get it. But now observe this, if a equal to 0, this would become true. No, false. That means nothing will be printed there. Correct? Agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Here, it will print a less than 0, but which is not a correct value. Correct?
Yeah.
So here, a is not greater than 0, I will write, for example. Okay? So it will print this or not? Yes. Reason being, when a equal to, see this condition. What is this condition? A greater than 0. If it is not a greater than 0, whether a less than 0 or equal to 0, this will be executed. Agree?
Yes.
Yes.
So this will print. Now, when it comes to here, which one will be? This is successful? No, false. When it is false, it will come to else part, because else contain another if statement. Again, it will check. No, this is also false. Now it will come here. Again, one more condition, a equal to true. Yes, this is true. So only this will be executed in this entire loop or entire statement. Okay, so this is how it is. Now you see, run normally, see this, and this here. First one, nothing printed, because first one looks for only a equal greater than 0, a not greater than 0. Here else part it will come, so a is not greater than 0, and here it is actually A is 0 because you do have the condition. Now let us run in debug mode. Observe this carefully. Okay, now first statement, A value 0. Okay, A value 0. So because this condition becomes false, it won't print anything. It will print this guy because it is a normal statement, not related to your if statement. So now here it will come. Whether it will check A greater than 0, no, A is not greater than 0. So it will go to else part, it will print here. Okay, the done. Now it will come to this. So whether A greater than 0, no, it will come to else part. But there is one more condition there. It will check the condition again, whether A less than 0, no. It will check to else part again because that condition also not satisfied. Now here A equal to 0, yes. Now it will go into that and it will come out of that. So that is how it is. For example, A is minus value minus 5. Now what will happen? Tell me whether this one will be printed.
No.
No.
No. Whether any one of these printed, which one will be printed? True block, else block.
Else block.
Yeah, else block will be printed. Here
A is
first,
negative.
second, third. Second will be printed, right?
Fine.
This condition becomes true, correct?
Yeah.
Agree? Let us see. Let's run it. See? Okay. So this is how it is. Now, for example, if I give plus 5, all will be printed. This will be printed. This will be printed. And even this will be printed, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All will be printed. Save. See? First one is also printed. Second one is also printed. Even third one is also printed. Okay. So this is how you could use if else if ladder. That means you can have as many as if else if statements if you want, and your last statement can be else also, only else. Okay, that's it. The last one here is nested if. What is this nested if? Same thing I will write in nested if also. So name itself it's suggesting nested. That means what? One within another, correct? Agree? Okay, one within another. So now you can write even one statement, one condition within another, one if statement within another. Okay, see now, see this here. If A greater than 0, I would say sorry. Okay, A is positive. Okay, now see this here. Else. Okay, else I will write one more statement. If A less than 0, see this. Sys out A is negative. Okay, else A is 0, isn't it? Agree?
Yes.
Okay, so if you observe, we have written a if statement within another if statement. This is called nested. So you can write one if statement into another if statement. Need not be if else statement. This can be only if also, or this can be if else if ladder also, or this can be another nested if also, no problem. Okay, so nested means basically a if statement contains in another if statement, that is called nested. So like that you can have as many as statements within another, no problem. It's not mandatory that only if statement should be written only within one statement. No, it can have internally also, that is called nested like this. In case if you want one more, you can have it. For example, you want to write one more, what it is A greater than 0 here, right? For example, now A is positive, but if A greater than 100, you want to write it is greater than 100. No problem, you can write it. But this one will be printed only when your A value is greater than 100. Otherwise, this will be ignored. If you observe in if statement block, I have written another if, no problem. You can write as many as you want. These are called nested ifs. Nested means one if in within another if is called nested. And you may remember not only normal if, you could use simple if, you could use else if, you could use else if ladder, even you could use nested if within it also, not a problem. You can write as many as times you want, but only thing is you need to properly observe your flow is correct or not. Blindly don't write because you need to write. Observe the flow properly. Based on that, what happens when you don't understand the flow is it may takes you a different flow completely altogether. So you need to be writing proper conditions and then do that. If a greater than 0 only, it will enter here, correct. 100 also can be only when a greater than 0. First it will print positive, after that it will check again whether a greater than 100. If it is not, it will say, if it is yes, it will say a greater than 100. If it is not, it will ignore. Okay, simple. Like this you can write as many as if statements within another if also. This is called nested if. Okay, nested if. Right, so these are all the 4 flavors of if we have. So one is simple if, and then we have if else, and then we have if else ladder, okay, or if else if ladder, and then we have nested if statements, one in another. So this way we could use any way. Only thing is you need to remember the way we are correctly using. Otherwise you may get into problems because these statements can be a bad, it can go bad also if you give the bad conditions. That means you are not it is not doing as per the expected behavior. So we need to be careful while writing them. Okay, so this also has got few more exercises. See this. I'll mail you guys also. Okay, so these are all the exercises. What it is, read a number from the keyboard, validate its odd number or even number. Okay, first one, tell me how to validate whether it's odd number or even number. What is the formula or what is the logic you apply? Anybody?
If then else.
The reminder is 0.
If
Yeah,
else.
if the remainder of that number
If the
divided by
remainder
2
is
is 0, then it is a
it's an even
even number. If the remainder of that number divided by 2 is 1, it is a odd number. Simple,
odd
isn't
number.
it?
Yeah.
Yes, agree. So
Agree.
which method, which operator we need to use? Percentage, correct?
Percentage. Yeah.
Percentage. For example, if the value is a percentage 2 equal to 0, then it is a even number. Simple. Otherwise it is a odd number. Okay, so that is it. So this is for the first one. Next one, print number 1 to 10 in word using if else if ladder. How it is first read a number from the keyboard. For example, 1 to 10 only. I entered 8, so it needs to print me English 8, EIGHT, like this. It needs to print me English 8 when I enter 8. When I enter 1, it needs to print ONE, like that up to 1 to 10. Okay, if any value beyond 1 to 10, make it as a invalid number or not able to print. Okay, using if else if ladder. This one is also very simple. So for example, if your variable is a, how you do? If a equal to 1, right, print ONE. Else if a equal to 2, right? Agree? Print TOW. Like this you need to repeat for 10. And the last one for else if not any of these two, invalid value. That's it. Okay, so this way we can write that one. So this you need to use if else if ladder, and the first one is pretty simple using if else statement only. So these are all the 4 exercises we have for tomorrow. You need to practice more. Okay, you have 4 exercises tomorrow, and tomorrow what we do, we go with the switch and then loop statements. We do have loop statements as well as ternary operator. We will complete the first basic part tomorrow, and then what we will get after this is arrays. Okay, so maybe after day after tomorrow, arrays also will be done. Once do this, then we will enter the second part of the Java, which is object oriented programming. Okay, so whatever we are learning, guys, so far common to all the programming languages. All the programming languages have this, but only thing is the way they use is different. Sometimes even the symbols may be different, but the logic is going to same. Okay, remember that. That's it, folks. Any questions?
Yes, Srinivas. So the math class and the typecasting. So do we need to use this for our every automation scripts?
Not mandatory, only when required. Anything. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes automation requires typecasting, guys. Okay, no, I'll tell you a simple one. For example, we are reading a value from a keyboard, okay, which is a string value, right? And you need to convert it into integer or double. So double value, for example, but there is a validation that check only the integral part, not the decimal part. Now what you need to do, the double must be converted into integer to validate, correct?
Yes.
Simple, like that. Similarly, we have dates, we have other values, so like that. So it is useful. We cannot say everywhere we use, but yes, based on the need, yes, we require to use. Okay, clear? Any other questions, folks? That's it for today. Thank you, guys. See